The idea for this piece first came to me as I was studying the architect's sketch in plan view. It jumped right out at me. I immediately saw that the architecture itself had an embedded iconography, that of a heart. This meant something because it also related directly to the project parameters and the client's wishes for the piece as discussed in the RFP. Once that heart emerged from the space, I took it and ran. I applied the image to a series of initial concept sketches, and as I thought about the space and the abundant lighting, I knew this piece needed to have a depth and also a transparency. The representation of community was also big for this piece, so I devised a way for the pieces to all hang individually, yet contribute to the larger overall picture.
Originally. So we're actually good to go with that. Here, if you were looking straight down from the top, this gives you a good idea of how they'll have to be staggered to line up to make that shape.
Each of the 8 pieces is essential to the assembly of the heart shape, and so the piece in its entirety is a representation of how community works. It is comprised of different groups, but becomes a community when those separate groups have a common vision which unites them. The suspension of the piece and its public location meant that I had to determine exactly where each piece would hang prior to installation. Thus, I built a giant cage in my studio to house the sheet steel panels and the pieces themselves. Suspension of an object with mass is a tricky operation, and to hang a piece of art is to defy gravity, to challenge people's minds and perceptions. When something is anchored to the ground, there is no questioning. Gravity plays its role, exerts itself and its power over the object, and there is no need, no impulse for question. However, when a piece is suspended, this triggers something in the viewer's mind. There is a wonder, a sense of mystery, and a kind of elation. We all know that the mass of that object should pin it to the ground, but to see it floating stirs something in us, something close to our true natures, yet indiscernible.
I'm Jesse Van Horne, and this is my creation. One heart, many parts. Stay tuned for more from Skullflower Design Studios.